Okay, bonsoir everybody. This is another one of our famous blindfold challenges. Rob is currently being led in blindfolded, kind of like a zoo animal really, I think, just like being led to his new cage.
My trousers are falling down. So is mine.
Anyway.
That's me about to have.
So Pete's going to plug Rob in. We've got you a fresh cup of coffee, Rob.
Oh, you got
fresh cup of water. And we are about to do a challenge called Where's It Made? We need some sort of catchy jingle. Where's it made?
Where's it made? Harmonise. Where's it made?
Made. I can't harmonise. Anywho, I believe there are something in the region of 300 countries in the world.
Really?
But fortunately,
Not as good as Great Britain, though.
not all of them make guitars. And we have chosen, we've got 8 guitars here. Actually, we haven't, we've got 7 guitars here. There's one coming in a minute. We've got 8 guitars here, each from a different country of origin. Oh, don't do that, Rob.
I don't know.
Dear. Okay, just hold it for a minute. And fun enough, when Pete and I were going through the store trying to find these guitars, we kind of realised, bizarrely, that the only shape of guitar that we had that seemed to be consistently made everywhere was unlikelylessness. Was a T-style. So T-style guitars. So we have T-style guitars from all corners of the globe. Rob doesn't know what we've chosen. And he is going to try and guess where they're from.
I'm excited about this.
Are you?
Because, well, I mean, I am, partly because it was my idea.
It was your idea, yeah.
But also, I'm excited because I think this will be the hardest challenge I have ever faced.
Now, we need to set some ground rules here of some sort. Would you like to know the 8 different countries that they're from in advance?
Yes.
And then you're going to try and match the country to the guitar?
That's a lot of countries to memorise, but yes.
Yes, or are you just going to guess freestyle? That's a bit unfair, that one. Then you could literally just guess absolutely any cat.
No, I mean, guitars are only really made in China, Indonesia, Korea, Japan, America. There are some guitars made in Vietnam, aren't there? And then there are guitars made in... Where else do I know?
Well, you know what then? I think this is sort of demonstrating that we probably should tell you
Denmark?
the 7 or 8 different countries that they're from. Should we tell him?
Yeah.
It feels like that could be tricky, couldn't it? So I tell you what we'll do. I shall take a short intermission. Okay. Here are the 7 countries. I know we said we had 8 guitars, so 2 of these guitars are from the same country, and that will become apparent as to why shortly. So, China, Indonesia, South Korea, Mexico,
Oh, yeah.
Japan,
Oh, yeah.
Denmark, wildcard,
Oh, yeah.
USA. Now, I totally know that lots of other countries make guitars.
That's
the
all
UK,
the countries I named apart
Germany,
from Mexico.
Vietnam, absolutely do. But this was really kind of all we had in this style of guitar. So they're not lined up behind me in any kind of price order. In fact, would you get me the 8th guitar and we can just have that on display? Thank you, sir. Have I got a stand?
I'll get you one.
I can hold it.
We got the technology. Table!
Is it piss?
Right.
I'm not going to tell you.
There was a reason why this one wasn't in the room. I'm pointing at it now, and perhaps an explanation will be on the screen. But it's okay now. Right. I need a number from Chris Vella between 1 and 8.
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Can you plug it in as well? So
Yes. Number 7 coming up.
With fries?
With fries, if you want it. I can do gain as well if you want me to.
You know what, to begin with, I'm just not even going to play it. I'm just going to... where can I not touch?
I'd rather you didn't touch the headstock, as that is the only real part of each guitar that has a very, very unique shapeage.
So I once recently said in
You
the
can
video
go
that
here.
if you want
you can
to
go to
tell...
the nuts, but don't go any further.
Right. If I had £1, I once made a video saying if you want to ascertain whether or not a guitar is really good, if you feel the nut edges, if they've been really nicely filed down to the neck, you know it's a really well-made guitar, because affordable guitars, they don't bother doing that. So that is really nicely made. And there are no nasty fret edges at all. The neck feels, gotta say, really nice. Playing it with that amp, first of all, just to listen to the wood. I really like it. Can I touch the pickups?
Yes, I think you probably can.
Are you sure?
No, you can't.
Okay. That's definitely a humbucker. That's not a single coil, so... This is tremendously difficult. Really like this guitar. On the feel alone and the sound, I'd buy the hell out of it. I'm going to say this is quite expensive, and I'm going to suggest that this was made in Korea.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't mention Japan.
I did. We have a Japanese model here.
Oh, God.
Are you staying with Korea?
It's really rolled edges too.
Sean Connery.
Oh, can I swear?
I'm sorry. You only whispered it, didn't you?
Oh man. Okay, I think this is a high-end Korean guitar, but
I'm taking it off you. I'm taking it off you.
Man.
Otherwise, if you spend this long deliberating for each one, we'll be here all day.
I'm sorry.
Chris Vella, give me a number between 1 and 8 that isn't 7.
5.
5. Okay.
I will be surprised if I play another guitar as well as that one.
Are you ready for guitar number 5?
I was born
there
ready
you
for,
are,
for guitar
Monsieur Chapman.
number. Interesting.
What is?
Just nothing. Much more kind of clunky and sort of
Clunky and sort of
sharp.
clunky and sharp.
Well, no, the frets don't feel
That sounds
sharp.
like a duo from the 80s. Or like
Yeah.
sort of clunky and sharp decorators.
Clunky, get over here! Why are you always eating hot dogs? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Sharp, I'm coming now. So, I'm going to say this is more affordable. This is such a hard test, Lee. I'm not even kidding. This is really hard. I am going to say that this one is made in It sounds really good, and it feels nice, but it doesn't feel as nice. I'm putting it in the Indonesian camp.
Okay.
Jump cut. I'll tell you, there's just up here. It's the nut is sharp. The neck feels really authentically Fender, and the heel joint, I guess, feels what I'd expect on one. But there's something about the neck carve and the sound. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's. I've said enough.
Yeah, I think you have. It's fine. I'll take it back.
Take it back.
Chris Vella, if you can remember which ones you haven't picked so far, pick another number, please.
I haven't said enough how great the first one felt. It was really nice.
4. Good shout, sir. Good shout. If anybody's looking here and wondering why it is that we seem to have, a predominantly narrow range of colours, I don't know. It's just the way the cookie crumbled. Is that number 4? I think it is number 4. Let's give it a quick tune. Oh dear. Voila, Monsieur Chappers.
Oh, it's gonna fly away. It's so light and. Oh, hello. Great pickups.
Oh, sorry.
The A string, mate. Jump cut. Jump. Well, I feel like this is a really nicely made Fender, is what I feel like. But I have been conned before. It doesn't feel as nice as the very first guitar I played, which was brilliant. I think this is a Fender, but I'm going to say it's made in Mexico.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything, so I'm presuming that definitely.
Okay, right. That is
my take home from this guitar is great sounding pickups.
Cool. No worries at all. So we are going to go now. Give you that back. Thank you very much, Chris. Another number, please.
8.
8.
Acht.
Okay. Acht.
It's a Minya. Can you count to Maltese, Chris?
Yes.
You know what?
What number is
I need
Hadash?
to do that one last. For reasons people may or may not become clear.
We're not doing 8?
We're not doing 8. We're not doing 8. We're doing 8 last.
What is this?
6.
What?
It will become clear. I'll tell you why we're not doing it. Well, no, I'll tell you now.
No, that's fine.
I'll tell you why now we're not doing it till last. And that's because the 8th guitar here is actually from the same country as one of the other 7, if that makes sense. So I need to do the other 7 first, and then
Sounds
and
like
then
a film
go.
with pizza.
In tune. Nice. Go.
Buckers. This is a cheap, or I shouldn't say cheap, I should say more affordable feeling. I don't know whether that's because it's heavy. I'm so confused. Okay, we think it's a gloss neck. The nut isn't as well cut as the first or the previous one, but the fret job is really good. And the neck is chunkier and bigger. It's heavier. So if it's heavier, it's probably not made from alder.
Can I recap just for you the moment? Because I feel like you're going to run out of places to go here. So just
I
to
know the countries.
Okay, so
I'm trying to work out the spec and the wood and the materials around the factory. So I don't think Indonesia would build this. I'm going to say this is Japan.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is a variance of a normal telly. It's got humbuckers, the bodywood is different. It's the fret job is really nice, but I feel like this might be Japan.
Okay.
This is so hard.
No, it's good.
We have to do this for you.
I tell you, man, you're doing an absolutely great job of getting these right.
None of them right.
No, it's fine. It's almost psychically amazing.
It's really not psychically amazing. I feel like I've.
Okay, Chris, you have 1, 2, and 3 to choose from.
1.
1. It's good enough for rock and roll. Here you go. Bosch. It's gone back to going acoustic.
Yeah, because it was a bit lighter.
Right.
And you've chosen some great guitars. You. Honestly.
I should say, I think, and Pete and I chose this, I think we've chosen reasonably indicative guitars of what come out of those countries rather than trying to do anything to massively confuse you.
I mean, it's just a great telly. Can
I tell you
that the very first one I played was made in America.
Right. Okay.
And I'm saying that this one feels like.
So that the first one you said was made in Korea, and you're now saying that was made in America.
I'm saying this one was made in Korea, and that one was in America.
Excellent. Wow. Do you know what it's frightening doing these videos with you sometimes.
Why?
Right, hold on a second. So we're going.
I'm going by the weight of the bodywood, and I'm going by the way that these fret ends have been done. But it sounds great though.
No, that's good. That is really. It's the board is beginning to take shape now. I think we can see your thinking here. So, Chris,
can I also
2
say
or
something?
3, please?
I have something else to say.
Go on.
I don't find myself thinking, oh, this isn't a Fender.
Don't find yourself thinking this. Well, there are.
As in, they all feel like Fenders.
Yeah, there's. I would say,
which means
a good chunk of these are Fenders.
Well, what that either means is that you've either given me all Fenders, or that other brands are doing a really good job of copying T-types.
What can I say? I know what's going on, so it's unfair for me to comment. You're the one with the blindfold on. So, Chris, 2 or 3?
3.
Trois. San.
Oh, that sounds in tune. I like it.
Flita.
Here we go. Numero 3. And your countries left, by the way, are Denmark and China, unless you want to. You're fully at liberty to change your mind about things if you want to.
No. Much problema. So, China. It's great guitar, but there's an interesting thing about the neck. It gets fatter as it goes up, and I don't think you'd find that in normal.
Some would say that's desirable.
Would they? Some would say. I don't know. I just feel. I'm trying to find a reason to tell you that it's made in China. I can't find a reason to tell it's made.
Well, you want to have a shuffle? Where do you think that's from? And I'll tell you what you thought was there, and then we can have a shuffle.
No. Have I said China yet?
No.
I think this is China.
Okay.
They all sound really good. Am I still in the rocker verb?
Yeah. It's just. Sometimes I wonder. I think people will actually question whether or not we fix these just because you're blindfolded.
Are you kidding me?
It's just.
Am I doing good?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Right, penultimate one.
Have I got every single one wrong? Are you giving me the same guitar every time?
No, definitely not. That would be great if we were. Here we go. Penultimate one. So this is the last one that is actually from a different country, and then the very last one.
Denmark
is
Denmark.
Okay. That was quick. So, is that because that's the only country left?
Yes.
You're just going with Denmark.
It's the only country I have left.
Okay.
But you know what? You know what they've done?
What?
Oh, there's a little bit. This is the first one that's got a little bit of fret sprout. Only a tiny touch of fret sprout, but it is there.
I don't. Do you think the Danish would do that? I think the Danish are. I mean, we don't want to upset Pete here. I mean, he's gone out the room now, so yeah, Dane's made guitars. No, I'm joking. They make great guitars.
But the difference is that the neck feels really nice, like it's really nicely sanded and shaped. The nut feels a bit rough. It's a bit sharp. This doesn't play very well. It feels like it's the cheapest one I've played, so this can't be Denmark because I don't think there's an affordable brand made in Denmark. So I've got one of them wrong. This is. Did you say Vietnam was in there?
No, China, Indonesia, South Korea, Mexico, Japan, Denmark, and USA. And I'm sort of inferring that's probably the price order, although I might have got South Korea and Mexico.
Fine. So at some point I played a Danish guitar, and I've given it somewhere, and it's not. This is.
I mean, most people, in fairness, can't point to Denmark on a map, so I think that's actually
right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I've got one of them wrong, and this is the one I've got wrong. So this isn't Denmark.
No,
this is somewhere affordable.
Yes,
but I can't tell you which one now.
So
swap. I don't know. Swap the last two over. Maybe this is China, but I don't know. China makes great.
I'll tell you what we'll do
now,
then is we'll just put this down as. I don't know what I'm writing here, as China as well. So at the moment,
well, basically,
two guitars from China.
I now know that China makes some great guitars. This is a recent discovery of mine. And I also know they make great guitars in Indonesia, great guitars in Korea. They make great guitars everywhere now because the craft has spread, people have learned. All I've done is I've got to the end and I've gone, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
This is not made in Denmark, so I don't know what this is.
Well, maybe none of them were made in Denmark. just wrote Denmark on the board because I want to feel like, you know, just include them.
No, this is cheap. The neck pickup's cheap sounding too.
Okay, give me that guitar back then.
Gladly.
Last guitar, sorry, of the day. Here we go, number 8. The only reason I kind of needed this one left till last is because it is from the same country as one of the other ones you've tried so far. And I will unveil the reason behind that once we've finished and your blindfold is on. Here we go. Here we go, sir.
Acht. Taminia. Ba. So it's nice nut job. Good frets. Neck feels good.
Everybody likes a nice nut job.
Nut joke recognised.
Good, good.
Affordable sounding pickups. And a weird string tension. Feels nice, but it doesn't feel like it plays very nice.
So which duplicate country do you think that's from then?
I'm going to say this is China.
Okay, we've got 3 guitars coming out of China. It is a big country, in fairness.
It is it's a huge country.
It's a huge country.
Do you know how many times England fits into China?
How many times?
All of the times.
All of the times? Yeah. Well, okay, so I'm going to just quickly recap, because you've missed out Denmark, so you know, to be honest, you've at least got 1 wrong.
Denmark.
And in fairness, you've got 3 guitars coming out of China, so potentially you've got 2 wrong. But I think you can be pretty safe to say you've probably got the other 6 right.
What? No way. Can I take my blindfold off?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm just going to give you a last chance to just change your mind. So the first guitar you said was... No, the first guitar you've said is the best one, and that's out of America. The second guitar you've said came from Indonesia. The third one you said came from Mexico. The fourth one you said came from Japan. The fifth one you said came from South Korea. The 6th, 7th and 8th ones, I think your expectations obviously got high towards the end of this video, or low, depending on which way it goes, all came from China. So is there anything you want to shuffle here, or are you just you're gonna go for it? I mean, it's pretty uncanny.
I'm just gonna have to stick, because I have now no memory of it.
But no memory, no, that's fair enough.
All I know is the very first guitar I played was the best one, and
Fine.
It's great.
Fine. Well, I mean, I think you're gonna be freaked out when you take your blindfold off. And everybody watching is totally freaked out as well. But yeah, check it out. Take your blindfold off. See how many you got right. Look. You need to put your glasses on, don't you?
I can't see anything at all.
Okay, let's get your glasses. I just say it before you know, your correct answers are written in green, and your red and the incorrect answers are written in red.
This is either going to be really bad or really good.
No, it's amazing. Look.
I got them all wrong.
Not only did you get them all wrong, but no one will believe that this video was actually legit, because the one that you kept banging on about the entire time for being the best guitar in this whole video. So half of me is just like, there you go, guys. You can take this with a pinch of salt. I can tell you that I swear on my mother's life that this was, you know, we did not.
Okay. I swear on my newborn child, Chloe, that I had no idea about any of these. I was I can't see
Shania Twain
this. and I honestly believed you, thinking that I got a load of them right. So what I'm taking home from this is 2 things. Number 1, I'm really bad at guessing origin. Number 2, I fucking love Chapman guitars.
Well, and I think, you know what? If anything on this, I think
I'm so proud of my guitar.
I mean, that was so the reason for having the Reverend, which was the last one you had, was we weren't right until the sort of the last minute. We were like, should we have a Chapman in here? Because if Rob says he really likes it, no one will believe it. So it's
made in America.
No, it's made in South Korea as well.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think it's the other
designed in America.
Yes, it's the other big factory in South Korea. So there's 2 big factories there. One that makes the Chapman guitars and loads of others, and one that makes Reverends and a few others, I think. But so look, just I mean, you guys what were the big standouts for me here?
So hold on, can
you were quite mean about the Hanson.
I wasn't mean about anybody because I
think you
didn't
were.
know what anything was.
Yeah. You were very complimentary. So I mean, this couldn't be. So the only one. Actually, no. What am I talking about? Everybody's screaming at me, going, "Lee, you're such a complete idiot." Okay, you got the East Coast right. The East Coast. I'll change that. That should be in green. The East Coast is Chinese.
Oh, right.
Apologies
So I did
about
get
that.
one right.
You got one right. You got one right. You then said that the Fender Player Telecaster, which is a Mexican-made guitar, you said that was Chinese. Boo. You said the Reverend Greg Koch model, so he's bigger than you. He's going to beat you up next time he sees you.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah.
I love you.
And you particularly mentioned how cheap the pickups sounded. Whereas in fact they're his Fishman Fluent signature set. And anyway, that's fun. And the reason we didn't have it in right at the start is because that needs charging up. So we were just giving it a bit of juice before we played.
I'd like to apologise to Greg Koch. And,
I don't blame you.
And
So would I.
Reverend for being utterly wrong. You know, screaming babies for the last.
You know what this turned out to be, don't you? This turned out to be a video that says actually where the guitar is made anymore is not.
It doesn't make any difference at all.
It's not necessarily an indication of whether it will be good or bad. So this ended up just being does Rob like the guitar or not? In which case, no surprise that the Chapman won.
That just goes to show how brainwashed I am about country of origin.
Yeah, and mate, to be honest with you, that's a shout because you've got
Bop.
Yeah.
So where was the I thought
the American telly was.
I tell you what, Lee,
here,
would you mind
South
if
Korean.
I hold them each and you tell me and I see where they're from?
For sure.
So, can I hold that Chapman again?
Yeah. Well, hopefully you know where this is from.
Yeah, no, I know where that's from.
Okay. So that's the ML3 Pro, which is the dearer, the dearer Chapmans. So they're South Korean. And again, these are all just out their boxes. We didn't try and do anything to, make one better than another.
It does feel great.
Nobody believes anything you say about Chapman guitars.
It's true.
Okay, so yes, we've established that Rob likes this guitar, and I don't blame you. It's a great guitar.
If you don't buy this and you're looking for a T-type, you're insane. It's 181203887. I buy it, but I already have 4.
You want
the G&L. That's the.
So the G&L you actually said was Japanese made, but you did absolutely point out that it was heavier, which it is mahogany body on those, and I think you said this had humbuckers on it, which it doesn't, but it has the MFD pickups on, which are pokier than normal single coils.
They were really pokey.
Yeah. Great guitar, but that's Indonesian made, and you said it was Japanese. So what's a few hundred miles?
I said Japanese because it felt really well made.
Yeah.
And in the 80s. If you played a really well-made guitar, it was made in Japan or America.
Agreed.
That's where I come from.
Then you had... actually, we're just going down the line, are we, rather than any particular order?
Yeah.
This one is a Japanese-made Fender Telecaster, which I must admit, to me, feels almost identical to something like a Fender Performer American Series. I think that's a really nicely put together
And where did
guitar.
I say this was made?
You said that was made in Kenya. No, you didn't. You said that was made in Indonesia.
I don't know do I?
I think you're putting yourself down here in the sense if you have a track record of going, you can tell what pickups are in a guitar, you can tell lots of sonic things about a guitar, but where they're made, I think all it does is it throws the cat amongst the pigeons and says, all you guys out there, you should do the same.
No, really.
Stop. Really, where it's made, I think is just becoming part of the sort of the badge of honour fashion part of it.
But what's interesting, we could reorder my expectations. So I thought the best guitar was made in Korea.
Yes.
I thought the second best guitar
was made in Japan. Sorry.
So
yeah.
This
is essentially. Well, no.
What I'm saying is, if you say in my previous mind, America makes the best guitars, then Japan, then South Korea, and then I guess probably Denmark or Mexico, and then I go Indonesia, and then I go China. But that was my order of expectation of being good.
I think Denmark is the total curveball here because Denmark does not mass produce guitars. This particular is a tiny builder that probably makes like 3 guitars a month. So I think we should sort of exclude, but all the other countries mass produce guitars, and I think people have a preconceived conception as to whether it'll be any good or not. And you're completely right. You've basically gone, this demonstrates that your preconceived conception of where guitars are made, with the exception of China, I think, you know, typically speaking, the cheapest guitars will still come out of China. But they do make good ones as well, as we demonstrated in a Gretsch video that we made earlier on.
Yes, take this back.
Anyway, look. I think
this was the Danish one?
Yes, that was a Danish one. I must admit, everyone that's played that guitar in a Blindfold challenge, so Ariel, I say everybody, it is just Ariel, has basically said that they think that's absolutely brilliant, that guitar.
Yeah.
And I think generally speaking, that's come out extremely well against things like Fender Custom Shop. I thought you'd get that because it's relict. I thought you'd feel the.
I didn't feel anything other than the neck. I could feel it was a bit worn here, but with the Blindfold on and the pressure of having got a lot of these right in the past, so I got one right.
Yes, you got one
so
right.
So it's going to be easy for you to beat my record then.
Well, I suppose
Pete should do this too, man. This
to be honest, the law of averages suggests that I should, even if I just guess randomly. Mexico. I thought again. All the Mexican stuff has always been solid, but you weren't a fan.
No, it's felt affordable.
Well, it is affordable.
Yes.
Relatively speaking.
Yes.
In fact, to be fair, I think Mexican guitars are pretty similar in price to what you'd get from Indonesia.
Oh, I remember this one. This one felt really big.
That's America.
Right.
That's the kind of the closest we.
That's the American.
You know, that's
strap.
I suppose the current Fender sort of benchmark. Look at us, we make Telecasters guitar.
I thought the ML3 was a custom shot telly. That's what I thought it was.
I think you're just going on about it too much now, and every time you say that, this video gets less credibility.
I'm telling the truth. But
well, there we are.
Well, you know what? It pleases me to have finally been foiled, and I think when now that I've got them all wrong, pretty much, I have to pass this burden on to you. So next time we should do it with Strats. And it should be me and Pete finding them, and you should be blinded.
I'm happy to do that. So there we are, challenge accepted. Anyway, I've been the Captain.
I've been Chappers.
And this has been a completely pointless video with lots and lots of totally uncredible marketing for Chapman guitars.
See you later, bye.
Bye-bye.